It's nearly midnight on a dark stretch of freeway on the outskirts of Fort Worth, Texas. This pickup has been sitting by the side of the road for several hours, apparently broken down. Some hard-working landscaper or construction worker must have had a pretty bad day, but it's about to get worse. A car stops behind the vehicle, and the driver decides to help himself to a valuable yard trimmer in the back of the pickup. Several miles away, an undercover police detective gets a text message. Moments later, he's on the move. A tracker embedded in the trimmer is signaling the location of the thief, and police soon track it to a home halfway across town. With permission from the homeowner, they search the premises and find the trimmer and take the thief into custody. A background check reveals a lengthy criminal history spanning decades and nearly 60 prior arrests, the kind of career criminal they often see in cases like this one. It's a nuisance most people will confront at some point in their lives: burglary of a motor vehicle. Even if you haven't been robbed, anyone who pays for car insurance is affected, as rates increase to cover the rising costs of these crimes. But the insurance industry is partnering with police departments across the country to deter auto burglary and theft, and is seeing tangible results. Here in Fort Worth, it's known as the COBRA program. Jerry Allen is a liaison between the Fort Worth Police and the National Insurance Crime Bureau, a nonprofit organization funded by the insurance industry.
They're trying to reduce insurance fraud. They're trying to reduce paying claims, obviously, that they don't have to pay if we can take these guys off the street. If they don't have to pay claims, obviously, that reflects in lower premiums for the American people. Law enforcement side is, obviously, we want to reduce crime. By taking these people off the street, we're preventing them from committing other crimes on a daily basis.
Today's operation starts by looking at a heat map of high crime areas around the city. From that, these officers decide where to deploy more than a dozen bait cars. They're short-staffed, so I get to go along to help with a drop. So with so many vehicles to put out on today's operation, I get to help by driving this car. You can see that they're trying to make it as realistic as possible. They've got garbage on the floor. There's a laptop in this case right here. And I'm supposed to follow them to the drop site and then just pull over and get out of the car and leave it running and just walk away.
By doing this, law enforcement is able to put vehicles and property out for potential thieves, giving them the ability to steal a city vehicle and city property instead of a citizen's property.
If they hit mine and they get put in jail, then they're not going to hit somebody else's.
Detective J.C. Harder helped start the COBRA unit in Fort Worth more than a decade ago and has helped to develop many of the technologies used in the program, making it one of the most successful programs of its kind.
Bait cars is just a different tool to catch people that don't normally get caught. We use micro type trackers that are really small, and we hide them very well. And when the items are being tracked, we're on a website watching a GPS map, and we send officers out to find it. We give them a location, the traveling location of the property. Most of our vehicles are donated to us by insurance companies through the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Okay, so after a few hours of putting vehicles out around the city, the garage is empty, and now we wait. Each one of the bait cars that we put out is equipped with multiple cameras, like this little pinhole camera here. Almost impossible to see, but they're recording everything going on in and around each vehicle. And so anybody that comes to pick them up, we got them. Sometimes people have a problem with them using this method, saying it seems a little like entrapment. But these cops disagree, because people who burglarize cars are often the same criminals responsible for a host of other crimes.
They always have the ability to pass that vehicle up just like you or I would and go home. So you can see why the insurance industry would have a vested interest in stopping or mitigating auto theft, auto burglary, cargo theft, heavy equipment theft. They're paying out large dollars that are, in the end, being passed on to the consumer.
What kind of society would I want my children to live in? We would rather them steal our vehicle than steal your vehicle.
And the program has been very successful. Since its inception, the Fort Worth COBRA unit has made more than 1,400 arrests, and due in part to today's operation, they're on track for another record year.
Hopefully the criminals know that we have bait cars out there, so they might think twice about getting in a vehicle that looks too good to be true.
These guys are out there every day working for you and me, usually in the middle of the night. They don't wear uniforms. They work undercover to reduce auto theft, to reduce crime in your neighborhoods, and I've never been more proud working with an organization like the Fort Worth Police Department.
From Fort Worth, Texas, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.